Welcome to my channel. This is Serge bringing you another action figure collector's review on the GameStop exclusives DC Collectibles Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Robin and Raphael action figure 2-pack. As you can tell, you get both the figures through the window. You get Robin and you get Raphael. Right behind Robin, you get a bunch of his accessories and his head sculpt. And over here behind Raphael, you get his accessories. And over here on this side of the box, you can peep in through the window and look at the figures. And you also get DC Collectibles up there in the corner. Over here on this side of the box, you get Nickelodeon up there at the top. DC Collectibles down there at the bottom. And you get that nice stylized shell artwork. Over here on the back of the box, we get Robin and Raphael up there at the top with a little bit of a bio. And you also get other figures from the set. Up here at the top of the box, you get Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And down here, nothing but the barcode. Let's get to it. Open these bad teenagers up. First of all, we'll take a good look at Robin's accessories. And after that, we will take a good look at Raphael's accessories. And how you like my little social distancing project. Okay, we'll take a look at these little tiny baby fists that Robin comes with. Now, I do like them, and they are very small, and I like the sculpt work that we're seeing throughout, and I like the green paint. I think that looks very good. I mean, he does have gloved hands, so that's not a complaint. It's really hard to get a gloved hand wrong. Now, these things are very tiny, and I do recommend getting you like a plastic Ziploc bag or some kind of baggie to put these little accessories in because they are so small. And right here we'll take a good look at his grappling gun holding hands, and I do like them a lot. They're sprawled out wide open just enough to where he can hold rather the grappling gun or his bow staff, whichever one you prefer. And we'll go ahead and just port this little guy in here just like so, and he holds it. It's fairly loose, but he does hold it. So there's that. We'll look at that staff in here in just a little bit, but I do like that. I like that we got those accessories, or those hands, so he can hold his accessories with. And right here, these are a different set of hands, and they're to hold his like batarangs in. And he's got two of these little tiny things. I hope I don't lose them. But right here, they just go in his hand just like so. So that pleases me a lot right there. And we'll take a look at his bow staff. And I just knocked everything up and messed up social distancing for everybody. But right here, his bow staff, I really do like the color of it. It's like a creamy color. My light is throwing it off. It's got kind of a green tint under my light. Let me try to see if I can adjust it out a little bit. And see, no, it still kind of looks a little green. But it is a nice creamy, like, wooden color. Like if wood was just to get cut, you know, just fresh cut. So that pleases me a lot. And we'll take a look at his closed up bow staff. And it's more or less the same thing, but it's just closed up. Now, I would have preferred if we would have got the other one where it could, you know, open and close, but it would have been a little thicker in his hand. And that probably would have messed up their sculpt work, so I understand why they did what they did. But that would have been neat to have. Right here, take a look at Robin's bomb. And if you have other Batman figures, you could use this and stick it on something and use it as like a Batman tracking device. I think that's pretty cool. But over here you got a little bit more sculpted detail on the back of it. And it looks like a little face back here. You got two eyes and a mouth. So that's pretty cool right there. And I like the yellow that they used. And I can't really tell which way is the top and the bottom. I really do think this is the top and that's the bottom, because that comes to a point. But anyway, rambling on. And I like the yellow and the black. Now all the paint is very clean on this tiny thing, and I don't see how they didn't mess that up. If I was to paint that thing, it would have got messed up real bad. But you also get a little bit of red right there. It's like a burgundy red. It's kind of hard to see, but it is there. It looks like a smudge on camera, but I swear it's a red button. Or it could be a bleeping light. Anyway, we do have these open and closed hooks for the grappling gun. So that pleases me a lot. And these actually do go into the gun somehow. I think right here. But it's kind of hard. There we go. I got it to go in. And you can actually kind of articulate that yourself, even though it's not really meant to be articulated. You could have it shooting out sideways or that way. It's your personal preference. And the same thing goes with the more closed style look. And I'm trying to get that in there, and there you go, right, just like so. And you can rotate that around, so that looks very good. And right here, we got the sculpted line work in the gray. Looks very good, and the black tones. And, you know, they did very good job for how small this is. It really did impress me a lot. We'll go ahead and take a look at his battering. And they're more or less the same. You got that same circle, and it's in the shape of the bat. You got the gray underneath, and the sculpt work looks nice. I like these a lot better than I did the ones that came with the McFarlane, because these are a lot thinner and smaller. Now you can't put these in a McFarlane action figure's hand because they'll just fall out. But I do appreciate these little guys, and I wish McFarlane would make them more like this. And we'll go ahead and take a look at Robin's head sculpt right here. And I really do like it. I like the cowl that we're seeing over his head. It looks very good. And the yellow paint apps that they used on there, it came out very clean. Up inside there, it looks very good. I'm very pleased with that. The green work is not fuzzy. The line work where they cell shaded looks very good. Looks very animated. Very, I guess you could say film accurate. Or animated film accurate. Right here you get the pizza, and we'll go ahead and review Raphael's slice of pizza because they are the exact same. And I really do enjoy that we're getting pizza slices because we can make a whole pizza. Instead of build a figure, we'll build a pizza. But anyway, that, see, look, you can get you a little, make that into a pizza box. But anyway, you get the nice little red pepperonis right there, and I don't know if this is supposed to be red peppers or sauce peeking through the pizza, but I do enjoy it. And I like the sauce that we're seeing at the end of the pizza. The pizza crust looks very good, and it's very clean paint apps, so that pleases me a lot. And we'll take a good look at Robin's manhole cover. Manhole cover. But anyway, we get this brown that goes over it. And it looks very, I want to say, like a classic manhole cover. I really do like it. I like the sculpt work and the lines, the square we're seeing, and then we get Gotham City. And I like how we have the lighter, like, I guess you would call that like a copper metal, but it's been like aged, I guess. Over there on the top, more like a brown looking color. And I like how it goes over that darker brown. Now, I would have liked to seen some dirt over it and some dry brushing, but, you know, I'm always going to say that because I like things to be, like, battle damaged. And that was a good look at Robin's accessories. Okay, let's take a good look at these accessories. And first of all, we'll take a good look at the size. And I really do like them. Now, I wish this would have been more of a silvery color than, like, a white kind of silver look to it, but you know, I'm not displeased with it because I think it's actually film accurate. Now right here around the handle part, I do like this style. I like how it comes up to the blades and wraps around the blades a little bit. That pleases me a lot. Kind of separates it from all the rest of Raphael's size because they usually stop about right here and they might wrap around right here, but they don't go up quite as far. So that pleases me a lot. Now I would like to see some dry brushing to make some wear and tear on this blade or the handle part. That would have been nice. And we're looking at this pale gold down here right now at the end of the handle. That looks very good as well. I like the sculpt work. I like how it comes down to a point. And I like how it's kind of like, you know, more or less like a diamond shape. Like if this part wasn't there, it'd almost be like a diamond. So that pleases me a lot. Now they got a little sloppy on the paint apps right here. So that's a little bit displeasing because from a distance you can still notice it. But if you flip it around, you know, it's not so bad because it's not noticeable at all. So you're not going to get all your paint apps 100% perfect. So we'll give them that. But right here we got more or less the same, but this one has a little bit of brown seeping through that like whitish silver color. So that's a little bit displeasing, and I got a little bit more right there. But you can use your imagination and say it's battle damage. But it's more or less the same with this Psy. So, you know, it's nothing too bad. I'm going to take a look at the fisted hands, the ones that come on the figure. Boom, boom. And I really do like this. I like how they're squared off like they were in the show. I like that we see fingernails up underneath each one of the fingers, even the middle finger. I like the strapping that we're seeing throughout. And I do have a little bit of green showing through, but not too bad. It could be like it's torn, so that don't bother me that bad. I would like to see some dirt up underneath them nails though, but not going to complain too bad about that. I like the brownish, it's like a grayish brown tone that we're seeing on the wrappings, and then the wrap sculpt work around the wrappings look very nice. It looks like it's a hand that's been wrapped up, so that pleases me a lot. I'm going to look at this other one, and it looks very good as well. And yeah, they got the nails and everything down. Looks just like the other fisted hand, so that's very pleasing. We'll take a good look at his wide open hands. They look very good as well. It's the same color that they used with the other hands. They look very, very good. I like the gray brown that we're seeing. I like the fingernails yet again. I do have a little bit extra of that paint right there on his thumb, but yeah, not too displeasing. His paint apps came out fairly clean, not 100%, but take a look at the other one. It looks very, very good. Very pleased with that. And I think they missed the marking over there, or that might be a wrinkle in his finger. Either or, I'm not displeased with that. Right there, yeah, they did miss the mark a little bit, but it's not that bad. That was a good look at that hand. We'll take a good look at his like side holding hands, and he can hold them two different ways with this. And he can hold them down through here, or you can slide them up through that hole. And I think I'll probably just leave them slid up through that hole, just like so. And there's a way you can get this over that thumb, which would look better. But I'm just going to have him hold that there for now because it's going to be a little tricky to do. But that's how you do that. And without them sizing the hands, that does look a little goofy, but you know, if you tilt his hand around or something, you won't notice it that much. Where if you put the side down in through here, maybe you won't notice it as bad. I'm trying to see real quick. There we go. Hope some of that shadowing. Yeah, it's still a pretty big hole, so that's a little bit displeasing. Right there. And same thing with this hand, and the paint apps came out clean and the same. Right here, I do have a major complaint with this head, and I'll talk about that after I get done looking at it. But I do like how the helmet came out. It looks very good, although mine looks like it's been a little worn around the point up here at the top, that spike. So that's a little bit displeasing. It looks like it's already been used or played with a little bit. So that's a little bit displeasing because the rest of the helmet ain't like that. And the spike, he's got goggles. The paint apps around the goggles came out very clean. I like the blue. This is like a straight white that we're seeing right there. I like the sculpt work for the face, the facial expression, how the mouth is wide open, how he's got the teeth. You can see the tongue down in there, around there, and he's got a scar on his eye. The red around his bandana, the whites of his eyes. Looks very good. I like his cheekbones that you see right here. So it's very pleasing. But however, my biggest gripe with this is if we didn't get a motorcycle, then why did we get this head sculpt? Because I don't think Batgirl came with a helmeted head sculpt, so that displeases me a whole lot. Now, I think they was running out of ideas for accessories for Raph, and they had so many for Robin that they kind of left out, or they tried to make something up, make something happen for him. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments below. And here they are. The Boy Wonder versus the Hot-Headed Turtle. Out of the box and get ready to throw down onto your screen. This set has a lot of good things going for it, but it also has a lot of bad things as well. And we'll get into that in just a second. Before we get into looking at the sculpt work and the articulation, first of all, I would like to note that this wide open hand is almost perfect for what they were trying to execute with this hand. And I think this one would be a little bit better if you could space those fingers out in between. Maybe if you could heat them up and separate them, do that at your own risk. Then maybe you could get it to hold better. But this right here was unnecessary in my opinion, because you can't really get that side to go inside that thumb like that. Here's how Raphael and Robin look with their alternative heads on, and their articulation is the same with both heads, so we'll check that out in just a second. Let's take a good look at Robin's articulation. First of all, his head can't look up at all, so that's very disappointing, and he can't look down at all. So the price point that you pay for this figure, that should be a big no-no. You should be able to get him to look up and down. So that displeases me quite a bit. You get the Exorcist going on right there, and you get quite a bit of the confused dog to each side. And I would like to also note this head joint is very, very loose, so be on the lookout for that whenever you go to buy yours. And his arm can extend up that far, so that's okay, and go back that far, because this cape does get in the way of that articulation. His arm can extend up that far, and he does have a single jointed elbow. He's got a swivel at the elbow where he can do them nice little fist bumps, so that's pretty cool right there. And you also get a ball hinge right here at the wrist, and you can get him to go in, out, and then move that ball around, so that pleases me a lot that he's got good articulation in his wrist. You don't really get much out of that torso joint though. You just get more of a wiggle than you do anything else. You can't get them crunching forward, or maybe a little bit back, but not much. And whenever you add in that second ball joint down here, you can only get them crunching forward just the tiniest bit, and back just a little bit further back, not much at all. And he can't really do splits, because that's as far out as he can do with them splits. I wish this would have been a little bit softer, or would have been able to be like, I don't know, like that rubbery material plastic that can fold up. That would have been nice to where it get out of the way. But that's a little displeasing, because you can only get them kicking that far forward. So that's very, very disappointing. And that far back. And that's just, to me, that's a big no-no for the price point that we pay for this figure. And he's got double jointed knees that bend in pretty much all the way. And he does have ankle rockers down here at the bottom. And his foot can't really go that far forward, but he can do almost the perfect ballerina. And that was a good look at Robin's articulation. Let's take a good look at Raphael's articulation, but before we do that, I'd like to note that the Ninja Turtles was the main reason why I bought this set, because I just love the look of these Ninja Turtles. I'm a huge fan of Ninja Turtles. You know, I do like DC, so I mean, you mix and match them up, of course I'm going to go out and buy it. But anyway, right here, you can't get his head to look up but just a little bit, so that disappoints me very much, and down just a little bit, and that kills me, because instead of getting like extra head sculpts or extra accessories, I would have rather them put down money into articulation. So that's quite a bit disappointing. And right here, his arm can extend up that far, and he can throw the perfect pitch. And he has a single jointed elbow that bends in that far, less than 90 degrees. And he does have them fist pumping elbows as well. So that pleases me a lot.
And right here, he does have a ball hinge, and it's hid perfectly up in there. And you can get him, if you can find the sweet spot right there, you can move his wrist side to side, so that pleases me as well. And right here, you do get articulation in that torso, but you can't use it at all. So that, I mean, you just don't, it's not going to happen. And right here, you can get him to kick splits out all the way, so that pleases me a lot. And these leg joints are very, very, very loose, so be on the lookout on that. And he can kick forward that far, and he does have double jointed elbow, or knees I mean, right here. He can bend them in that far back, so that pleases me a lot. I mean, the best part of their articulation is in their legs. Right here, you can't get his ankle to go up, but you can get him to go back and do the perfect ballerina. And he does have ankle pivot. So that was a good look at Raphael's articulation. Let's take a look at the Boy Wonder's sculpt and detailing. Right here, I like the color of his mask right there. It looks very, very good. I like how it kind of comes out to an arrow right there. Gives it a different style from the different kinds of Robins that we have out there. So that pleases me a lot. I like the cell shading. Excuse me if I can talk. It's English, learn it, Serge. But anyway, right here, I like how he's got that facial expression going down with his eyebrows. Well, not really eyebrows, but it's like the crease of his eyes. And I do like that. I like the cell shading that they use there. I like the nose. It came out very nice. The mouth. And the sculpt and the details where they nailed it with these. I wish they would have made these more statues than more or less action figures, because they kind of dropped the ball whenever it came to action figures. But right here, I like the sculpting in the hair. The line work in back hair looks very good. There's no paint out of place, no nothing like that. So that pleases me a lot. R came out very clean right there. And I like the gray tones that they use on his arms and the green on his hands. Like, it just flows the figure, the color scheme that they used. And right here, you got the gold right there, the yellow, dark yellow. That looks very, very good. Pleases me a lot. And I do get a little bit of paint out of place right there, but not too bad. Looks very good. Look at Robin's undercarriage up in under there. He's got treads at the bottom of his feet. I like the sculpt work on his boots, the colors, everything. I like how his cape came out. Looks very good. I like the wrinkling that you see throughout. I like the yellow that we're seeing on it. I like how his cowl looks. And I'm very glad that they gave us this part to take off and on and switch out the head sculpts. I do like it. It's just, I wish we would have had better articulation, that's all. But that was a good look at Robin's sculpt and detail. Good look at Raphael's sculpt and detail. And right here, up in his face, it looks very good. I like the expression that you're seeing. Looks very, very good. I would have liked to have seen this been articulated. That way we wouldn't have been stuck to put it over one shoulder. But, you know, you got to take the good with the bad, because they did sculpt these figures out very well. So that pleases me a lot. I like how this actually kind of shades in. It looks like it's cell shaded in a way, but it's not. It's actually the different breakup in the sculpt, so that doesn't bother me at all. And I like how his cheek right there comes up with the cell shading. It pleases me a lot, and we get more of that shading on the chest. So I really do enjoy that. I like the sculpt work, the line work through here, the crease, and then there you get to see the R that's hidden in the belt. I like how they did that with these figures. Right there. You get more of that cell shading right there in between them thighs. Right there in between them thighs. Anyway, that's enough of that. And we also have these knee pads right here that came out looking very good. I like how they got these little circles in them, like a stitch pattern or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, what you would call that. But right there, the cell shading on the feet looks very good. I kind of like that they have big feet. You know, it's a very good look, in my opinion. Right there at the bottom, you get all the trademark and the copyrights. Right there. On the arms, they look very good. And we already looked at the fist. Right back here. And right there where the weapon storage is, it looks very good. Pleased with that. Like the sculpting on the turtle shell, looks very, very good. And that was a good look at Raphael. And for McFarlane Toys, here's how Robin and Raphael scales next to Detective Comic Books issues number 1000 Batman over there on their left. And on their right, from the Batman animated series, we have Batman as well. And, you know, I believe you could set this Batman and this Robin up. I think that would look good. Now, this Batman and this Robin wouldn't go too good, but maybe. I think it works. Possibly. Here's how Robin and Raphael scale next to a couple of McFarlane toys. We have Harley Quinn Classics over there on their left. And on their right, we have the Batman Who Laughs. And that Harley Quinn matches the one that was in the movie, but in my opinion is way too tall for this line. Here's how Robin and Raphael scales up against a couple of NECA Ninja Turtles. Over there on the left, we have the Shredder. And over there on the right, we have Raphael. Here's how Robin and Raphael scales next to a couple more NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 90s movies, the GameStop exclusive. We have the Foot Soldier over there on the left, and we have the Shredder over there on the right. Robin and Raphael scales next to a couple of Hasbro action figures. From the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, we have the Walgreens exclusive Dragon Shield Black Power Ranger over there on the left. And on the right, we have the Superior Octopus from Marvel Legends. Here's my final thoughts on this action figure 2-pack, and that is, don't go out and spend $50 a pop on these things. They're just not worth it. You'll get them home, and yeah, you'll like the look of them, but you won't be able to move them around hardly at all. And that's very disappointing. You're just buying statues at this point that you can doll up with a bunch of accessories. And to me, in my opinion, if I'm buying an action figure and it says action figure 2-pack, then I'm wanting to be able to pose these things like action figures. That's very disappointing. Now, I didn't, however, buy these at $50 a piece. I went out and I waited for the deal of the day at GameStop and bought mine, buy one get one free. So that's what I did. I'm just missing the Shredder Ra's al Ghul 2-pack, but you know, I can probably live without that. I just wanted the full set of turtles for myself. But anyway, I'm just rambling on at this point. Let me know what you think of the figures. Let me know what you think of the review in the comments below. And as always, feel the urge to collect with Serge. If you want more action figure collectors reviews, then feel the urge to subscribe to Serge. And if you've liked what you've seen, then click that big thumbs up button. If you want to get notified of my latest videos whenever they drop, click that notification bell. If you want to see this channel grow, share with a friend. Speaking of friends, you can friend me over there on Facebook. Links to that will be in the description below. You can also follow me along on Twitter. Links to that will be in the description below.
Let go of me and I'll show you what true pain is. Ha! Not a chance, squirt.